So Jay got denied from the Marines today.
I'm Kimberly Antelek, and my son, JJ Antelek, who's 18 years old, got denied from the Marines today. My son was born a month late, and they had to induce labor, and he came into this world really kind of rough. And he was perfect when he was born. And then after his first birthday, I realized there was something very, very wrong with him. He quit talking and he quit eating. And I, as his mother, knew there was something wrong with him. And I fought with 4 pediatricians, and I ended up firing them because they told me that my son was slow. They told me that boys develop differently, but prior to his first birthday, he had speech, and he ate like a horse. At the age of 15 months old, my son started going to school full time. He had to have speech therapy, he had to have physical therapy, and he had to have occupational therapy. He had no motor functions in his face. He couldn't form a kiss. He had to learn how to use sign language because he quit talking, and he had massive headaches. At 18 months, I got him into U of M in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And he saw a neurologist there, Dr. Timothy Hoban, who after the first MRI scan found out he had a condition that is generally rare called Arnold-Chiari malformation, which basically is his brain is too big for his skull. He had to have a decompression surgery for that. He was scheduled to meet with a doctor. We met with the neurosurgeon, and he was scheduled to have his surgery in May of 2003. Unfortunately, JJ couldn't wait that long because his headaches got so bad that he used to slam his head on the wall and scream. We had his surgery in February of that year, and as soon as he woke up, he spoke his first words in over a year. He had a hard road ahead of him because he had to relearn everything. In first grade, he got put back into regular classes, and at that time, he stopped all of his services. In fact, he kept telling me he was so smart that his IQ was so high that I had him tested. And indeed, he was so smart. He could have skipped a grade in 9th grade, and I wouldn't let him. At the beginning of 12th grade, JJ told me he wanted to be in the Marines. And I was upset about it because I didn't like what's going on in the country. I don't agree with everything. But my son told me that's what he wanted to do. So he kept on. He met with a recruiter. And then he kept meeting with the recruiter. We went to his neurosurgeon appointment. He had 2 MRIs. His neurosurgeon gave him a clean bill of health, which, by the way, he's had a clean bill of health since his surgery that he had at the age of 2. He graduated high school. He had the Marines on our lawn. Everybody in his class knew he wanted to be in the Marines. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting. Here it is, the middle of August, and we just received word that he has been denied for the Marines. I don't understand it. I don't know. His heart is broken, and no parent wants to see that after all of the work and all the energy that we've put into our son and he has put into wanting to become a Marine. He's been training all summer. And here we are. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his life now. He's 18. and everything was taken away from him. I don't know who I need to reach out to. I don't know who this message even will reach, but I'm telling you that somewhere, somehow, somebody can overturn this decision. And they can tell my son that he can go into the Marines and defend this country because he has so much to give to the world. I always thought he would go into the Marines and retire from the Marines and go into politics. He knows so much about politics. He drives me crazy. He knows about all of the wars. Tell me where we went wrong. Tell me where he went wrong. He didn't ask to be born that way. Please, somebody, reach out and help us with this, because we don't know where to turn. There's somebody in Washington that looked at his paperwork and they glanced at it. They didn't really look at it. If they had looked at it or even contacted his doctor or read his diagnosis, they would have seen the diagnosis is good. The chances of anything happening from this are like 1 in 500 million. It's not even reality. But you're missing out on this kid that has a big heart the size of an ocean to defend you. He would lay down his life for you. That's all I have to say.